topics from the life cycle, industrial life cycle of a company, to industrial life, to the industry, to the who are the members of an industry, to the effect of culture versus strategy, and resources versus capability. So I'll be discussing what I learned. So basically, we started the class by trying to understand what microenvironment is, and my take home was microenvironment are the factors that affect business operation. This can include government policy, environmental, technical development, and legal. So one of the tools, or basically the most important tool we use in analyzing a microenvironment, is the PESTEL. The PESTEL, from what I also learned, is the P stands for politics, economy, social, technology, environment, and legal. So these are the key micro environment factors that affect any organization. Take, for example, like our client, like you told us about, if there's a change in government policy in the allocation of milk, it will affect them. If there's a change in the government policy or technology used in developing or producing yogurt, it will affect them. Now, let's move on to industry. Not every person that seems to be part of an industry is a member of the industry. Take, for example, in the yogurt industry or milk producing industry, the farmers are not part of the industry. So for us to understand the industry, we have to conduct what is called an industry analysis, which can be broken down into three to try to understand the statistics, the key players, and the market size. The dynamics of an industry, which are the forces that bring about change, innovation, competition within the market. We also learned about what the industrial life cycle is, which is like from the start to the finish. That is from the introduction of the company to the point it begins to hit its decline phase. We also learned what a client profile is. Like you see from the statement, it's basically done for us, the students, or for us, the strategists, to understand the company's strengths, from operational strength, operational weakness, or operational strategy, so we can be able to suggest strategic solutions that would advance the company's organizational goal. We also learned the stakeholders analysis, which is done for the clients to understand who are the people that have a stake in their company. This can vary from the public to the government to financial stakeholders. We also learned what culture is and culture versus strategy. Basically, culture to me is the collective thinking or the programming of minds of an individual that make them behave in a particular way. Take, for example, in the country like China, it's not proper for a man to wear yellow because it's believed that a man that wears yellow, his wife cheated on him. Or, for example, when you meet a client and you meet the client's boss, you're not from Japan, you're not supposed to shake hands, you're supposed to bow or give your complimentary card to the assistant. So you can see that the culture varies. The culture in Canada is I could call my boss or you could call a client by the first name. Countries like China, Nigeria, and other countries, you have to address them as Mr. A. Now, there's a tug of war between the culture and strategy. Does culture supersede strategy, or does culture or the strategy supersede strategy? Apparently, culture shapes the behavior or values of mind. So culture determines the succession or the success of strategy. So the success of a strategy or the failure of a strategy is dependent on culture. So it's important to integrate culture into any strategy we recommend to a client. We also learned what resources is. This is asset enabling operation of human, financial, physical, technological, and intangible. So basically, resources could be intangible capabilities. Now, let's balance between resources and capacity. So what is organizational resources? These are tangible, intangible assets used in operation. What is organizational capacity? The ability to develop those resources effectively. Now, resources are input, while capacity is efficiency and is scalable. While high resource without capacity leads to waste, while high capacity without resource causes underperformance. So it's important, like the statement show, to create a balance between resources and capacity. Remember, high resource leads to without capacity leads to waste, while high capacity without resource causes underperformance. Thank you very much.